Okay, so this probably isn't going to play out like a normal review because chapter 183 is not a normal chapter. This is pure insanity. But to break it down really simply for everybody, Hikari's domain is simply him gambling. He is playing pachinko, and when he wins, not if he wins, when, because even on the hardest machines, he's never taken more than 30 tries. Once again, insanity. So, Hikari is simply playing pachinko, and when he wins, instead of winning money, he will win some kind of buff. He will get stronger in some way, whether that be an ability thing, maybe a strength buff, maybe a healing buff, whatever it is. He is going to get a reward. So, that is the very bare bones basics of his domain expansion. Now, to get a little deeper into it, the ball that is used in pachinko, so the balls drop down between the little pins, that can be used to shoot at somebody, hit somebody with. It can be used as a weapon. The what looked kind of like train doors to a lot of people closing in on Yuji and trying to hit Charles in this chapter are actually shutters from the previews on the pachinko machine. So a lot of gambling machines, even here in the US, will have digital screens on them nowadays and pretty little previews or movies, clips, little things, whatever, will play out on screen to give the machine, the gambling, some kind of theme, something to just get that little bit more of investment out of from the consumer, the customer trying to get a little bit more money. So that's all that is. When you're playing, I assume, because I haven't played pachinko machines, and this does sometimes happen. Either way, when you're playing, a shutter comes down, opens back up, and there you go. You get into the scene, the preview. This is all that is happening. When he has the shutter go down, he can use it as an attack, but that also leads to a preview, at least while in the domain expansion. We saw him use the shutters outside of the domain against Yuji, no preview. So this is going to lead me to guess that his basic curse technique without the domain expansion allows him to summon aspects of pachinko and use them to attack people with. Maybe it goes further than that, maybe it's a little bit different than that, but I think that's where we can kind of hedge our bets, considering we saw the shutter with Yuji previously. So, getting into something else right now, I have no idea. We're gonna cut to me when I figure out what I want to talk about next. Literally just realized Cell was turned around backward for the first however many minutes of this video. There you go, buddy. Turned around right, facing forward, just like everybody else. Don't look so stupid now. Either way, maybe I'm the one that looks stupid, because, not real. Either way, actually kind of going through the flow of what was going on in this chapter, how it was happening and everything. One, Charles kind of said it best himself. When you're in this domain with Hikari, you either stay in this domain until he wins, or until you beat him while you are in the domain. Charles, or whoever else gets dragged into this domain in the future, is fully capable of just fighting Hikari normally while in the domain. Hikari's just gambling while they do it. And if he wins, it's gonna make it harder to fight Hikari after he wins. Pretty simple on that end, but when they first go into the previews, Charles tries to swipe at the preview and he just swipes right through the dude running for the gate. Yeah, you can't interfere with the actual gambling. You can't interfere with the pachinko, but you can with Hikari. So, the first time they're going into this, Hikari throws a ball at him. He says it's green. Well, Charles says green. So it was a green ball. Then he tries to close the shutters on them. He said the shutters were red. When Hikari was giving us the kind of rundown of everything, it was always green, red, gold. So basically, green, you have the least chance of getting a jackpot, hitting the win. Red, next most. Golden, highest chance. So a green ball with a red door, not that great. Whatever. Either way, closing the shutters activates the preview. Same with the golden shutters later in the chapters. When he closes the golden shutter, it activates that second preview, the one that ended up getting him the jackpot, getting him the win. They said it during that preview, if the guy makes it to the other side without getting on the train, then it would be a jackpot, like that's the win scenario. Basically, the preview is also just a pretty way to tell you win or lose, depending on how it plays out. It's just a scripted sequence for you to go, yay, now I got money. Or yay, oh, damn it, now I lost. Don't know why you'd say yay, maybe you just really like it. Either way, first time, green ball, red door. It fails. Hikari didn't get the win. So, Charles continues to try and fight Hikari. Hikari just keeps on gambling. What else are you gonna do? You activated the domain expansion so you could gamble and win your reward. So he keeps on gambling. This time, he gets a golden shutter. I doubt Hikari can choose the type of shutter or ball that pops up. That's part of gambling. So he's just like, I need a ball. He might get a green one, a red one, or a golden one. Same with the shutters. Probably more likely to get green than red, and more likely to get red than gold. Only makes sense. So, like I said, Hikari continues to keep gambling. This time he happens to get a golden shutter. Good job, great. We go into the preview. Charles, at the end of the chapter, thought the dude had gotten on the train and left, which would have been a loss for Hikari. He would not have gotten the jackpot, would not have gotten the win. But if the guy did not get on the train and got over to the other side, whatever, then it was a win. Charles, just visually mistaking what had happened, thought that it wasn't a jackpot. He was wrong. It actually was. So Hikari got whatever reward he got for getting a jackpot. We don't exactly know. Reverse cursed energy, who knows? Whatever it could be. I say that because he had the little whole way. It was like, ow, I got stabbed. And then at the end it was like, boom, karate kick to the face. So who knows exactly what it's going to be, but I'm sure we'll find out next time. I'm sure Hikari will be like, oh, it gave me blah, 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 and just spell it right out for us. Who knows? Maybe not. But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened here. Charles had to bear witness to one of Hikari's pachinko games because Hikari is well, let's just put it simply. He has a gambling problem. Well, okay, he's going to have a gambling problem if he starts to lose. If you're constantly winning, I don't think it's necessarily much of a gambling problem and more of a gambling hobby, I guess. Addiction? Addiction still gives you a bad connotation. Maybe it is still kind of bad. Who knows? Yeah, Charles had to bear witness to one of Hikari's pachinko games, and Hikari basically had a fight while he played pachinko. And then he won pachinko, and it made him stronger, and he kicked Charles in the face. That is basically what happened here. I still enjoyed it. It was wild. It was blowing my mind the entire time. It was just insane to wrap my head around and comprehend while going through it. And it's just hilarious watching a guy play pachinko while whooping somebody's ass. Like, I could see this scene in an action movie. Like, a guy sitting there playing at the arcade or playing a gambling machine, doing whatever. And he's such a badass that some dude tries to walk up and pick a fight. And he's, like, playing the machine while kicking the dude. Just, like, whatever. But this is kind of flipped and introverted and mixed up a little bit to where the guy's playing real world pachinko while beating the dude up. Like, it's wild. It was wild. It was amazing. I love Hikari just for his attitude during all this, how chill he is, how relaxed he is. It's just, man, he's wonderful. I cannot wait to see more and more from Hikari. And if anybody was curious, those characters that we got brief descriptors on at the beginning of the chapter, so Charles mentioned that this gambling machine, this pachinko machine, was based off of a romantic novel or story or whatever it was. Those were the characters from that story, and these were basically just given to people like they would be on the pachinko machine as well for a brief description, so you're not entirely lost at who the people are on screen. It's just something, so people, if they happen to play that pachinko machine but don't know that story, they have at least something to go off of, rather than nothing at all. So, yeah, that's basically all they were. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This is absolutely insane. I know not the typical style of review, but it's not the typical style of chapter. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.